Good evening and welcome to Artists in Action. This is a live stream program highlighting all the work that's been created by the Sacramento Artist Corps. And I'm Maria Costa. I'm the director of the Sacramento Artist Corps and the Latino Center of Art and Culture. And when the pandemic began, we put together an artist corps because so many artists lost their livelihoods. And they were also at great risk of contracting COVID-19. So we're so pleased tonight to be able to show some of the work that the visual arts team has created for the Artist Corps and for our community, because all of these works that were created by the artists, over 40 in the Artist Corps, are all directed at messaging our community about how to stay safe during COVID-19. You know, it's another way to get the message out to our folks and say, hey, you know, listen up, check out what you're seeing, check out what you're hearing, because we had photography, we had storytelling, we had poetry, we had other live streaming programs, and I think the work was just, fantastic. I hear all the time from folks, hey, this was good. I hadn't seen it quite like that. Yeah, I hear wear a mask, but this was just so much more on point, or it just grabbed me because it was the arts, right? So tonight we have two of my very favorite artists in Sacramento, folks I've known for a long time, made me feel welcome in the hood when I moved to that alley. Sean Berner and Francesca Gomez. Love you people. Love your work. It's just been such great energy with you as part of this project. And I'm really excited to hear about your experience. I want to hear what you had, what you guys went through during the during COVID-19 as artists, and also your work with the artists that were part of the visual arts team. Some of the images we saw in the intro just now, I think there were 5 artists in the artist team, maybe 6. How many? 6?
There were 6, including us. There was 8. There was 6 total. Yeah.
Really terrific work. That a lot of work that has been done by the visual arts team will be up and available as murals soon. We have them up as images in other formats, but let's talk a bit about what it was that what your impressions were of the Artist Corps, what you thought when you were invited to join the Artist Corps, and how that experience has been for you.
Well, thank you for having us. And thank you for inviting us to collaborate with you guys. Even when you first initially had hit us up, Marie, again, we've known each other for a long time and done work together, and we're definitely appreciative of you contacting us. Just like a lot of other folks, obviously 2020 was a lot different than we all thought it was going to be. And as a freelance visual artist, we definitely were kind of scrambling to figure out how to kind of make ends meet and whatnot. So this was a great opportunity, which also I feel like in the grants that Sacramento City came through with the COVID relief was such an amazing thing for the nonprofits and for individual artists and for artist businesses. And I really think we got to give it up to Sacramento to stepping up with the amount of money that they were able to allocate to, for these grants, because I feel like, there's other cities, larger cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco, where I feel like our budget was a lot higher than what the cities provided for freelance artists and for nonprofits.
Yeah. So true. Totally true. Yes.
I think this came at, such a perfect time to just the format of the project, employing dozens and dozens of artists who are currently experiencing all the hardships of 2020 and just losing work. I know for me personally, when the pandemic hit, I lost 8 mural gigs just within a month, easily. And, just even the artists that we contracted and curated and, chose for this project, a lot of them also went through a whole bunch of different hardships through this all. So it's been an amazing project. So thank you.
Yes, it's been a wonderful journey with you too. And I think we're going to show some of the images. We've got our great back behind the scenes team that are ready to show some of the images that the team has come up with, so you guys could give us an insight into them, because they are going to be going up around the city as murals very soon. So producers, you want to put up one of those images while we're in the midst of talking? When we see that, we'll just head into a chat about the image. One of my very favorites. This is Francesca's. Let's talk about this.
Yes. So when we, thought of the vision for this project, we really wanted to create murals that could get around all over Sacramento, but also create coloring books and also postcards of these images that could be distributed throughout the community, and something that folks can actually color along with and hold in their hands and read and see. So my take on this was really just how much of an impact I guess 2020 overall is a year, between the pandemic, and also the injustices that we've seen, throughout the years, but definitely within the summer with George Floyd, and also the California fires. I really felt the need to put something out that would really help people to meditate on healing and kind of color along and visualize like a better future, or visualize flourishing and hope. So this is what I came up with. And
I love the stand. I love how she's standing, and I love that she's looking out and up.
Yeah.
Gaze outward, that also conveys hope, and the image of the lungs as life, which they are, but life within life, was to me really touching. It really got to me how strong of a piece that is. Really, really powerful. And I'm so glad that we were able to have that as one of our images that will be going up and around the city. So, I know that if you're listening, folks, we will have posters available. They will be getting printed very soon. So if you're interested in getting a poster to put up in your window, to put up in your storefront, these are going to be there. And hey, we're not over this yet. We still got to wear masks. We still got to distance. And I was so humbled by the response of artists when we talked to the artists like yourselves, and we said, look, the purpose of this is, yes, we're going to ask you to create an original work, and it has a purpose. We are now in service to our community during a national health crisis. This is like the WPA, this is like a great recession. We as artists can, I heard a new term the other day, social impact artists. We're going to be social impact artists, and we're going to send this message out to our community to help people stay safe. And I've had so many comments. I think we're going to show the coloring book. I've had comments from families saying, oh, we love the coloring book. We love the coloring book. So with the color images you're seeing today, they are also a black and white and physical print form as a coloring book that get distributed to food banks and social service centers. We're so happy about that. We're really proud of that it can get to the young people, our kids.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things with it too is like there's so much signage up, and you go into grocery stores and places that are telling you to wear masks and social distance and whatnot. But it is nice to have an artist create imagery that is a little more eye-catching, that people are going to maybe take a moment to actually look at, and then kind of see the message as well.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the things that we, as kind of the mentors in the group, even though all the artists that we did have, participate are all amazing artists in their own right, and that was kind of the title that we got. But we were like, okay, we need to get some COVID messaging out, but also like, how do you guys want to interpret this? And so,
we really try to get them to push beyond just the regular messaging, like wash your hands
and we still
distance.
Did that messaging as well, because that obviously is some of the messaging that needs to be out there.
But also,
I think one of the things. Go ahead.
like, how do you take care of your community during this time, you know, and even the subject of healing, like how do you implement like self-care or you know, improving your immunity, things like that.
Yeah, which is one I'm not sure. I don't think we have all of the or time to show all of the pieces tonight, but some of them were about even just, you know, building your immunity. I mean, I feel like that's one of the things I feel like even with even, you know, the messaging that we have gotten from the government, it's like, you know, wear a mask, social distance, but like, what about our own immunity and things that we can do naturally that can help build our immunity, and like vitamin D and like you know, the foods that you're taking and stuff. So I know some of them did touch kind of on more of that messaging. Not that, you know, obviously we need to still, yeah. And here's a perfect example that Ramona Garcia had done. You know, and it's a little bit hard to see right now on the screen, but these are all different herbs and you know, it's abuelita's remedies, but like we do need to be building our immunity as well, you know, more than just wearing a mask and you know, just with stuff that we put in our body, and all of that has an effect on how we're going to be able to fight, you know, COVID if we do get it, you know.
Exactly.
So I think that was a good thing to touch on as well, you know.
Yeah,
and then go ahead.
Everybody has an abuela, right? So all these images were so like, oh, she looks like my abuela. You know, I that was so important. I think that people could recognize these images from their own life. You know, familiar, culturally familiar works, and the sartén and the whole thing. You know, the images on the wall that you have in your homes, and yeah, I thought that was a really beautiful image. And just for those who are listening, or will see this later, when you others who come in later and see this show, all of these images will be up and are up on the website of the Latino Center of Art and Culture. So go to the latinocenter.org, not com, because it'll take you someplace else. latinocenter.org, there it is. And go to the Artist Core link. It's right there on the top. And you can scroll down and you can see all of the images. You can hear the songs. We have like 8 songs created about this national pandemic, and some are fun and lively, and some are rather poignant, about a woman who lost her father during COVID-19, for example. But let's go on with some of the other images, if we can see more that the work was done. I just think this. Oh yeah, Sean, love this one.
Well, yeah. So okay. Well, here's this piece that I had done. And I think that, you know, for me, I didn't want to go exactly with the imagery of like somebody wearing a mask or you know, washing your hands, as much as kind of odds have been able to create, but also thinking about our relatives and personally, even for myself, like, you know, my mom has diabetes, and I want to get COVID, and just thinking about like, you know, if I was asymptomatic and it wasn't experiencing or symptoms, you know, how I could transmit it, and just kind of the effect that we have on a lot of other people. Like, as much as, you know, it might be something that you get and you get through it fine, but the fact that we need to all be in this together, you know. So this was kind of more focused on thinking kind of more than just yourself, and so I kind of went with this wolf image, which
I love it. And, you know, the animal life, nature has so much to teach us, and one of those is community. Packs are how our 4-legged animals. You know, I have a dog, so I know that's very important to them, and to reemphasize that in our families, that hey, you know, I think we've lost some of that in our more recent past, a sense of community, a sense of responsibility to our community. You know, a sense of being responsible for, you know, Inglaterra, I am your other self. We need to take care of each other. It extends beyond extended family and beyond our family to community. And that's what I really loved about this image. Just strong, again, a strong image of a strong community. Loved it.
Yeah, well, it's like even the way that, you know, wolves move in packs. It's like a lot of times the leader will be in the back of the pack to make sure nobody's left behind, you know, and the elder are like within that, in a safe space, so that nobody can attack them, and how we kind of got to look out for each other and be leaders ourselves in making sure that we don't spread this pandemic.
Yeah, this pandemic has been pretty terrible. I do think that we all have learned lessons from it, though, and I think we've all adapted behavior. And one of those behaviors we've had to adapt is to really think more about others, and that will be a good thing going forward. I hope we don't lose that sense of community as we move forward. I think we're going to see a piece by. Sorry.
Oh no, I do miss hugging my friends. It's like having that feeling where you're kind of like, I genuinely miss a good hug with a friend, because I feel like that, and obviously we've all been in this for like a year now, but also just worrying about people's mental health with kind of how they're processing.
Yeah, so true. I mean,
it's a whole other conversation, but
it is. But you're right. Like when this whole thing started, and I would walk across the street so I wouldn't encounter someone too close to me. That was such an alien. It felt so antisocial. Like, ooh, wow, they're going to think terrible of me. I don't want bad breath. Who knows? But now we just do it, and now it's a new normal. It's kind of bizarre. But I think we're going to see a piece by Jared next that created by the Artist Corps, and there it is. Oh, I love this piece because it's so playful, and I think I get so attracted to this face that I know that my grandsons look at this and go, "Oh, look at the little face," and the bird mask on. This is so fabulous, and it's. Yes.
Jared is a sweetheart. Jared is one of the sweetest people I know. A super hard work ethic. And, even just with us selecting artists, we tried to have like an eclectic mix of different styles. And just kind of what you're saying, like even with your grandkids being kind of attracted to this one, we definitely wanted to make sure that we had a wide range of things for just all different demographics and people of different ages to kind of be able to be attracted to. And I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No. These are also bilingual. I'm sure if we're showing the Spanish and English, but they're bilingual. And I adore this piece because of its, it exudes joy and still has this message, right? And it's a message where, again, it's the art. I've heard that, people have to hear 6 times a message before behavior starts to change. We're in that mix of sending these messages different ways, and ways that we know are going to attract the attention of our community. So I'm very proud of this group that is contributing to keeping all of us safe during this. I mean, who would have thought a global pandemic?
And also big ups to Jared, because I feel like, he gave us probably 5 different, variations of sketches that he had worked out. Super attentive and just punctual, and we ended up using quite a few of them in the coloring book that he allowed us to use, because he had a bunch of great ideas and really kind of, I feel like, embraced the project and really like gave it his all. So if he's out there watching right now, like, much love,
Oh yeah, all of you artists out there, much love from all of us and from the community that has been able to see and hear these messages during this time. Just terrific. Terrific work. Yeah. My grandsons want that. It's really great. So, you talked about the artists that you brought together, and did your artists all know one another before you got together, or did you know them? Did you guys know them and then brought them together? How did that work?
We knew most of them. Yeah, there's probably 1 or 2 artists that we haven't worked with before. We do run a little studio gallery called 1810 Gallery. We've been running for 6 years, and just doing shows over the years. We definitely got to know the artist community quite a bit, and we were very intentional about who we sought out, and also trying to pick artists that didn't have that much experience painting murals. We really wanted them to leave the project like with more knowledge and also like another skill set, and like painting large scale. So,
and I feel like we did, like, as much as we've been in this town for a long time and we knew some of these folks, we definitely reached out to folks that we don't normally work with, in the sense of, you know how things go where, like, I mean, you have your friends that you constantly work with, and we wanted to make a point of kind of reaching out to like some different folks that we did know in town, but in lieu of their work, but also just reaching out and kind of trying to also grow that community and give some opportunity to some other folks that we necessarily didn't work with that much prior.
You know, you're echoing something some of the other artist core teams, are the music team and the storytelling team, the live streaming team, that that I really think is pretty amazing. That these are artists, more than 40 artists, Sacramento artists, that came together. Some knew each other, most didn't. And it's created like this little community of artists, like, wow, I didn't even know you know, I didn't know you existed. I love your work and I love working with you, and we're going to work together in the future. Yeah. So it's created this community within our community of artists, Sacramento artists, that have all had this experience now of bonding over this, you know, terrible pandemic that we're going through, and then giving these gifts to community as part of it. It is continuing to amaze me and continuing to inspire me to continue our work in the arts, because at a time like this, when we're called into action, artists in action, people rose to the occasion. And I'm also proud of the fact that we were able to pay every artist.
Yes.
So that we could contribute to people's survival, because I'm telling you, I heard from some artists almost right away, this is not like you get 2 weeks and you're going to get laid off. This was, you're not getting anything, particularly the musicians, where from one day to the next, everything was canceled. I mean, these people are from our community, Latinos, African Americans. They're like, whoa, how am I going to put food on the table? So now, because of our the Artist Corps, it might go statewide, because the governor's office, there's folks working in the governor's office, and they are looking at our model to make it a statewide project to employ artists for the very purpose. Won't that be amazing? Won't that be just fantastic?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, folks out there, get your letters into the governor's office. I know it sounds like, oh God, they're telling us to write a letter, but it really will work. They want this money out soon if they hear from the public to use the arts in service of community. Yep. So, you know, if we are to continue, you know, we're not through yet, but I do see that there are more possibilities to put people to work, put our artists to work, and to keep us all employed, to keep food on the table, and be one with community as we get through this, because we're not through it yet. And yes, Jessica, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, I can't remember if it was through one of our meetings, but somebody, or a podcast, something, but somebody had said, you know, in times of crises, there is like the first responders and those essential workers, you know, but artists and creators are the second responders, you know.
We got to be here,
yeah,
that exactly. Out there,
and helping like rebuild a lot of that hope and keep people pushing and keep people just, you know, hopeful for the future. So
yes,
thank you for giving us the opportunity, and also kind of building our own like incubator and community within the collaborations that we've done.
Yeah, that's one thing. I feel like Sacramento has so many different little pockets of artist weirdos that hang out and make stuff together, but it's great when we can have a project where they kind of have to meet other folks who are doing the same thing, and then kind of cross-pollinate. And the more that we can do that anyways as a community, it's such a beautiful thing, because we can do amazing things, you know.
Yes, and there's a banner underneath here that says 1810gallery.com. So get a hold of Sean and Francesca there. It's a wonderful gallery. These are two of Sacramento's treasures. And this has been a fabulous project. I don't know where we're at with time here, but I know we want to show the coloring book, because, you know, the electeds, when I showed some of our elected officials the coloring book, they want to put more resources into making more of those to get them out. So there we are. I'm just in love with this coloring book, got to tell you. So we have the artists who are part of the team. Thank you to Councilmember Eric Guerra and former Councilmember Steve Hansen. They really went to bat for us to get this project funded. Oh.
So this is a quote that we chose, a little intention to kind of, I guess, umbrella the feel that we're trying to go with. Center your heart. Center of your heart is the center of the universe. Go to that center and radiate positive vibration for the well-being of humanity, by Amit Ray.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So this first two pages are by Jared Konopitsky once again.
This one, yes, yes. I'm now recognizing his style. It is just terrific. I just love it. So heartfelt. And this, the macaw with the mask.
I love it.
So great. It's so great. And I love that, you know, you can go, I know adults who are using this coloring book, by the way. I was one of them. Took out my crayons. I actually used pens, you know, those color felt pen thingies, and did my own color fill-ins. This is beautiful. Beautiful, the hummingbird. Hummingbirds are magical. This was a little more difficult to see, but I love the strength here.
Yeah. So this is, the one on the left is by Taylor Pinnell. And, you know, a lot of the messaging is also with self-care. And, you know, during the pandemic, during lockdown, all of this has kind of made us, I guess, reflect more. You know, we have a lot more time to ourselves. So this is the message that she wanted to put out is, you know, try your best to be positive and, you know, we'll get through this. So
yeah. Yep. Yin yang, I love that. Yeah, it's just all around great messaging here. And this one, oh, we can keep each other safe. Oh, I love these. It's just the little smiley faces.
Those are by Esther Marie Hall, another amazing artist.
It's fabulous.
She primarily does, she does painting, but also textile work.
She's been doing a lot more textile work, right?
Yeah.
The last couple of years.
I love them too. They're so playful and to the point, but also it just makes you feel good when you see them.
Yes, Maria Elena, we are going to print a lot of these posters out. We're going to get them out to all the artists. You can put them out in your houses and storefronts. So thank you for reminding us of our printing responsibilities, which we are getting to, I think, next week. We will have them. Everyone will know to come get your posters.
Awesome.
Safely.
Thank you so much for
that.
Yeah, these are great. We have some more. We can keep each other safe. Oh, space. Oh, I love this one. This is like kryptonite, right? Attacking the COVID.
Yeah, well, I think the one on the left is Lopan, and I think that is the painted rendering that he ended up doing. That's the sketch of it, but it's he does such amazing kind of throwback, like comic book and kind of, you know, these iconic characters. There we go.
There it is.
Cool. So this guy's kind of opening up the chest, and it's kind of the key to and like kind of unlocking the mask, as if this was like a.
Oh yeah, that's really great. Yeah, I love the, you know, just like watch out, COVID-19. You're not here. And the protective pack again, because I'm a dog lover. I'm just a four-legged, hairy animal lover.
I miss my dog right now. We got to get home to him after this, but.
Oh no, he's by himself.
No, he's okay. He's with Frankie's.
Yeah, good. With the pack. And this one, you have the image of La Mujer on top and concrete.
Yeah, that one is by Nate Flam, another amazing artist. He also does kind of more of a graphic, almost comic book style, very illustrated. Be a hero, wear a mask, you know, and that's very straightforward messaging of like everybody can take precautions, and it's as simple as wearing a mask to, you know, help defeat this thing.
Yes, and then like
I want that, like that woman in that picture, like I want her on my zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, right.
Ready to, I just got a chainsaw, but she's rolling with me. Like, we're on the same
She's on my team. Yeah. Oh, this is
another.
We go back
one. Yeah, and Lopan had done another drawing. This is one of the other sketches that he was thinking about doing, but he had went with the with the treasure chest and the character.
That's fantastic.
And then Ramona, she's also an amazing painter. She does some really dope kind of paper mache sculpture stuff. She's kind of working in quite a few different mediums.
This is our first time actually working with Ramona, and it's such a pleasure. You know, she's an amazing artist, and
yes, this feeling comes out of this one that that is immediately recognizable.
Yeah. There's like a comforting feeling to it, you know.
Yeah, the steam coming out almost looks like, it reminds me of Nahuatl language when you see them in the in the pyramids, and in that's what the steam looks like, Nahuatl language. Yeah, this is great.
And honestly, and all these folks were so amazing to work with, and they were very appreciative of just the work. I feel like everybody.
Yeah, can you list can you give another shout out to these artists that you worked with? They were all so wonderful.
I want to try to say their names, but I'm super dyslexic and I'll probably mess them up. But I think who do we have?
Ramon Garcia, Esther Marie Hall, Taylor Pinnell, Jared Kapitsky, Nate Flam, and Lopan 4000.
You guys, someday I hope to meet you, because we haven't been able to meet in person, and when this thing is over, all of the artists are going to come together. We're going to have a big fiesta celebration, get together.
I was talking to somebody about that the other day, and it's like, we haven't been able to do art shows or go to concerts, and I kind of feel like when that is the day where we're able to do that, I feel like all over the States it's going to be a crazy party, man. Have a fire extinguisher and an exit plan. It's going to be wild. Oh, sorry, I forgot to beat that. No, but I'm saying, like, it'll be a nice day, though. It'll be a nice day.
The Spanish flu, right? Afterwards came the Roaring 20s.
This is true.
And we're in the 20s of 2020.
And it was kind of the way it was timed was very, very similar. So hopefully we roar out the 20s out here too.
And Jessica, that's like deep. That's deep. I better take our 20s dress out. Oh, wait a minute, I'm not that old.
Rock the opera, Jess. All of it.
Hey, you guys, I want to give another shout out and thank you to the city of Sacramento, to Mayor Darrell Steinberg, who is the only mayor in the state of California to put so much of an investment into the arts, recognizing its importance at this time. And to the city of Sacramento's Department of Art and Culture, Ray Gargano, who's just been a terrific partner with us, Eric Guerra, Steve Hansen, all the folks there that said, yes, the arts must be funded, we must keep our artists employed, and we must get them to help us get through this. I want to say thank you to Nico Colon and Ruben Reveles, our producers, our stars. They're the real stars here. And then again, a big, big heartfelt thank you to the artists. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you again for having us, you guys.
Someday we will see you soon. Big hugs.
Okay.
Over.